Hi, my loves. How are you? I am back with another live for you. And today I want to continue talking about, you're going to notice that all my videos, they're all related to manifesting. However, they're all focused on changing your self concept and increasing the trust in yourself and increasing confidence in yourself. Because these are the things that I work with clients and I have over the years on how to get out of your own way so that you can truly be happy within and that you can have and create the life that you desire and deserve. All right. So before we get started, my name is Rose, and I am a success and confidence coach. And I help people get out of their own way and by elevating their confidence from within. So, this is very empowering so that you are in charge of your life and you are in charge of your emotions, your thoughts, everything that is happening. And the funny thing is this is what I've been teaching with my clients for years in psychotherapy. And it is actually how you are able to manifest. This is changing your concept of yourself, right? So there's so many ways to do it. But changing the concept of yourself is the key to manifesting. So trying to fast forward changing yourself is literally a disservice to yourself. You don't have to change your self concept to manifest, but why don't you deserve the best? Why don't you deserve to feel and act and be and have everything at its premium? Because you are worth it. All right. You are worth it. And it just so happens to speed your manifesting the hell up like crazy. Okay. So today's topic is going to be focused on codependency. And I love this topic. I've been teaching this topic for years and years and years in my therapy practice and now in my coaching. And so if you're interested in doing email coaching, I do offer that. Otherwise, I do work with people in 90 days, at minimum 90 days, because we don't just talk about manifesting. I used to do that kind of one-on-one and I don't. That's what my email coaching is for. My 90-day one-on-one is intensive, and we talk about your career, your business, your relationships, your love life, and not just talk about it, but I actually help you strategize, because I am a badass entrepreneur and I know how to start and make businesses very successful. I've been doing it for years and I love it. So it's not just business. We get into all the areas of your life that you are struggling with. Okay, so back to this topic of codependency. It is so cool when I think about a lot of different therapeutic techniques and tools and topics and theories that I have used over the years, and to see how they relate into manifesting, because they are just different languages and they talk about the same thing. And why I wanted to talk about codependent behavior is because I want you to see if you identify with a codependent person or as a codependent person. And when I teach this to clients, what I help them do is, a lot of people think codependency involves another person. Eventually, yes, it does involve another person, meaning like two people, right? You and your parents, you and a loved one, you and a partner, you and kids, you and business partners. However, when I teach people to break free from a codependent cycle, they are to first see that they are behaving codependent with themselves. I know this sounds weird, but I'm going to explain it, and I'm going to show you with my little picture that I drew for you guys, and so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So the focus in this video is going to be about changing the codependent behavior within yourself, because if you don't do this, all your relationships are going to suffer and you're going to have a difficult time. And this whole thing is about changing your self-concept, but it is perfectly aligned with the codependent triangle. And the codependent triangle was created by Dr. Stephen Cartman, and he's a psychologist, and he created what he saw as a cycle that people do. And I'm gonna walk you through these three and how to change them, because it's very important to identify your behavior if you are acting this way, But however, he didn't continue it. The continuation of that study went on with another book, and I will put it in the comments if you guys want me to. It's called The Power of TED, TED, and he continued it and created the empowerment triangle. So he took what Stephen Cartman created, and then he continued it with giving you the alternatives to the behaviors of a codependent person. Okay, so let's see. I just want to make sure. Oh, there we go. All right, so here is my little drawing. So what we have here is a triangle. So we have the victim. I want to focus first on Stephen Cartman's victim triangle. So he said there's the victim, and then we have the rescuer, and then we have the persecutor. And a victim, like I wrote on here, some examples. A victim behavior is avoidance, like you avoid situations, you don't want to confront people, you want to avoid anything, and you feel sorry for yourself. You're like, why does this stuff always happen to me? Why don't I always get what I want? Why is everybody else getting what they want and I'm not? Right? So you have this very like whiny, complainy thing going on all the time, and this looks very needy, and you feel like everything's happening to you and that you are like at the mercy of everyone's behavior. Okay, really icky, right? And then what happens is it's a triangle. They're all connected. So if you're the victim, right, the victim gets tired of complaining and being whiny because innately they know that they're worth more. All right. So they go and search for something to help them feel better, which is going down to the rescuer. So the victim gets tired of feeling like a victim, like nothing's happening for them. So they go to rescue themselves to feel better because they're tired of feeling like screwed over. They're tired of like not getting what they want. So a rescuer is going to be like, here, let me help you. I'm going to make you feel better. This is where a lot of people get into addictions with drugs, alcohol, shopping, sex, porn, all of these different things to rescue themselves to feel better because they're tired of feeling like they don't get their way and that no one sees them or hears them or validates them. So the rescuer will do things to help themselves feel better, but they're not necessarily healthy because they don't understand that nothing's happening to them, that they're doing all of this within. So they'll go and do things to attempt to feel better. And it could be a lot of different things: overeating, oversleeping, indulging too much in different things that are unhealthy for their body. And they will do whatever it takes to overshop. Like you're like, even if you know, like you don't have enough money to go buy those pair of shoes, and you'll go charge up your credit card and max it out anyway because you're like, whatever, screw everybody, I deserve it. Everybody can, go pack span. I don't care. I want to give myself whatever I want and I deserve it. And they go rescue themselves this way. Okay. And then the third one, hello, Yellow Star. The third one is persecutor. And the persecutor criticizes, judges, blames, looks for the worst, and there's a lot of guilt and shame right there. So what the persecutor does, it punishes, right? So let's say that first you were feeling victimized, like nothing good is happening for you, and then you finally get mad, and then you go and rescue yourself, and you go buy yourself something super expensive that you knew you didn't have the money for, okay? And then you're just like, yeah, and then you get home and you're just like, okay, I didn't have the money for that. And then you feel bad because now you don't have money for groceries. And now you start punishing yourself. And you're like, why am I so stupid? Why am I doing this? Why do I keep doing this to myself? Right? Then you get mad and you might restrict yourself. This is where people also get into poor behaviors of addictions or eating disorders and different things like that because they are punishing themselves for not behaving and not getting what they want. And the punisher will be there for as long as they need to, and then that'll wear off, and then they get back right into the victim. So they'll go back into feeling sorry for themselves because they can't stay in that angry punishment too long, so they go back into the victim role. So this is the triangle, the victim triangle. So how does this relate to manifesting? In every single way, right? Because the victim is powerless. Right? The rescuer is rescuing in a way that is not healthy or not helpful. And then the persecutor is punishing. This is all unhelpful behavior, and it's all mean and not nice and not loving and not kind to yourself. So do you see how this codependency cycle is happening inside? Okay, it happens within. So then the empowerment really tackles this in the opposite, right? So the victim now, instead of behaving like a victim, like, oh my God, everything's happening to me, and why can't anything work out for me? And why doesn't anyone see me? And why isn't this working? I'm doing everything right and nothing's happening. And do you see how this is related to manifesting? Because I see this a lot in different forums and comments in the YouTube channels that they're like, I've been doing this for 3 months and it's not working. Victim. Okay. So instead, what you want to do is you switch over to being the creator. So a victim goes to creator. I'm a creator. I'm going to face my fears. I'm going to find solutions. You pick yourself up. So what if you fell down? So what if it's taking a little longer than you thought it was? Like, you don't stop. You're like, no, I'm a creator. I'm going to focus on where are my solutions? How can I create a solution for myself instead of getting sucked into this victim? And then instead of rescuing yourself and feeling sorry for yourself and asking someone to help you because woe is me, I can't do this alone. I must need the approval of 900 people in the Facebook group so that I'm validated. That's rescuing yourself. Instead of rescuing yourself, you become your own coach. Do you see? You become a coach by saying, you ask yourself questions like, okay, I know that this is what's going on. I know that I'm feeling down. I know that I'm feeling this way. I have to acknowledge it so that I can change it. So what is my solution? What do I know? Well, I know that I can focus on me. I know that I'm the cause of it all. What do I need to change within me? What beliefs do I need to change within me? Because if I keep this route going, I'm not going to get what I want. And my life is going to be like on autopilot playing the same damn song over and over again. And it's driving me nuts. So if I want to have different results, I have to do something different. I can't be rescuing myself, asking for people to validate me. I need to be there for myself. And a coach, and what a coach does is ask questions. So if you notice and you're in my Facebook group, or you notice a lot of my answers in my YouTube channel or my Instagram, I will throw it back at you. If somebody says, can I manifest this? Can I have this? And I say, I don't know. Can you? Do you see? That is a coach. It's probing you to think. It's empowering you. It's not me not hand feeding you information. It's you saying, you know what? No, I got this. I know the answers. I'm all knowing. I have the same power that everybody else does. I'm going to go within and I'm going to find the solution. It has to come to me because I said so. I'm powerful. That is you coaching yourself. Okay. So then the opposite of the persecutor is now becoming a challenger. So instead of putting yourself down, criticizing yourself, feeling bad, feeling sorry for yourself, getting angry because you reacted to something, because you got into a fight, because you did something that you're just like, you know what, I'm just so not proud of it, right? You become the challenger. And what you want to do with a challenger is think of a cheerleader, okay? So you cheerlead yourself. You're like, you know what, girl, you fell down, we're going to get right back up. That's okay. You rationally think I'm allowed to make mistakes. In fact, any mistake that I make, I'm going to extract the learning from it. Any trigger that I have, I'm going to extract the lesson from it so that I can level myself up. Nothing and no one's taking me down. From now on, anything that I deem a mistake, I'm going to say, I have to extract the golden lesson here so that I can level up higher from where I started before I made this mistake. Do you see? So you become your cheerleader instead of persecuting yourself, instead of punishing yourself. Okay, so this is both a victim, I combined them. This is the victim triangle, and this is the empowerment triangle. Now, do you see how this is related to manifesting? Because if you are in the victim mindset and you are trying to rescue yourself by getting validation, and you're persecuting yourself, you're beating yourself up because you feel like you're not doing it right, do you see how this holds you in that same framework as somebody that's codependent? Instead, right, you want to do the opposite of each of these. And this is very empowering. Not only am I sharing this with you guys for manifesting purpose, because as you guys know, I don't call myself a manifesting coach, right? It's for me, it's just a given that we do it. Okay. What I'm all about is creating a self-concept that is bulletproof and that we can feel powerful, confident, and have and do and be whatever the hell we want. But in order to do that, you have to get yourself in check. You have to feel confident from within. Now, the cool thing about you really learning this, right? Now, I talked about how this applies to you. Now, imagine you're in a relationship with a person, whether it's a romantic person, your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, or even your parent, a mom, dad, or a friend, or a coworker. Imagine, how do you ask yourself, like, how do I show up as a victim when it comes to, let's say, your friend, right? Or your mom or your partner? How are you playing the victim when you're in this relationship with this person? And instead of being the victim, you want to become the creator. Like, no, I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for myself and act like this person's doing things to me, because that is being a victim. Instead, I'm going to find a way to make myself feel better, more confident, more secure. Ask myself, what is triggering me and what belief is that hitting a nerve on? So I can change it from within so that my relationship doesn't get into this triangle. Because if you don't, you go from victim to rescuer, right? Let's say that you're with someone and you're rescuing them. You're like, oh, you can't do that. Let me help you. Let me do that for you, honey. Let me fix your sandwich. Let me do your clothes. Let me feed you, even though you're 7 years old and can hold your own spoon, right? I see this with a lot of parents, like, let me feed you. Let me do it for you. Let me rescue. Let me help you. And it's not because anyone's asking you, but the rescuer will do it because it's a selfish thing. They want to do it to feel better, to feel their own needs, but then get resentful to the person when they're not appreciating them back for all the sacrifices that they did for them. This is like, it's very sick. Okay. It's a very codependency behavior right there. So instead, it's okay to do things for other people, but you're not empowering them if you're doing everything for them. You're rescuing them. Teaching, right? Instead of rescuing, you become a coach, right? Would you like to hold that spoon for yourself and feed yourself, right? If you don't feel like you can do this job or take that position, right? What position do you think you would be qualified for? Or how could you qualify for that position? Is that what you're really wanting to do? Instead of making them and fixing it, here, I found a course for you so that you can learn how to do this. And look, all you have to do is sign up right here on this website. Let me do it for you. You want me to pay it for you too? No. Do you see? That's rescuing. This is in a dynamic of a relationship. And then you have the persecutor, right? So again, if you're doing all these nice things for your person or a parent or a friend, and then you're feeling like, why aren't they doing these things back for me? Then you get all mad and angry. You're like, well, I'm not going to do anything for you. Well, I'm not calling you back. And do you see? We get into that punishing, criticizing, blaming about the other person. Instead, you become the cheerleader. You're like, you know what? I'm okay. I know that this is my best friend, or I know that my parent is meaning well, and that's okay. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to cheerlead them on. I'm not going to try to force them or do things for them. I'm just going to be here. My presence is the support system. Me being here is the support system. I don't have to go out of my way and do a zillion things for them to actually like me or love me. I'm going to be the best version of myself, and that I know that they can count on me. That is powerful. That is supportive. Okay, so I wanted to share this because it is like so helpful to be able to identify if you're falling into this little victim trap, okay, triangle, and be honest with yourself, right? Because I totally was this. This was totally me, you guys, okay? And I broke free from this. And the way that you break free from it is exactly how I walked you through it. You become the creator. You become the solution. You become the one that decides, like, how I want to act. How do I want to feel? And when you catch yourself doing the old version of yourself, you're just like, no. I already said that's not who I am. This is who I am. The other thing that you can do too, if you love visualizing, you can do it. You can visualize first. You're like, okay, I've identified that this is me. Now I'm going to visualize myself. What is a version of me that isn't this? How does she act? How does she think? How does he feel? How does he behave? How does he look at problems? How does he look at when other people yell or say mean things or cut them off on the freeway? How does he or she behave? If I'm not the victim anymore, then how do I act? You see? So you really first, even when you're just imagining, you need to be clear on what it is that you're wanting. So imagine that you're like, I don't want to change my self concept. Like, okay, you don't have to, but imagine that you invite a lovely person into your life and you still have these icky behaviors. I promise you, out of all the years that I've been doing psychotherapy and coaching, I have yet to meet a codependent person that is not perfectly matched with another codependent person. It doesn't work. You are not going to be a codependent person paired up with someone that is confident and independent and secure and have high self-esteem. You will not be paired up with that person, because remember, everyone is you pushed out. So when I would say this to my couples, I'm like, one would come in saying, well, they're codependent. And I'm like, well, so are you. Well, they have an addiction problem. Why are you with them? Why are you with someone that is an addict? Think about it. Do you see? So it's never going to be that. So you want to change the reflection of the mirror by becoming first a person that is healthy, that is secure and confident and independent and has a high self-esteem, so that whoever is in your presence has to reflect that too. That doesn't mean that the people in your life are going to leave. It just means that they're going to have to level up, and it's not going to be because you force them. It's going to happen automatically. Remember that quote that I keep saying about Neville, but Neville Goddard, he says, if you change the conception of yourself, the world will confirm, automatically reflect that back. How? By the way that I value myself. So, more sirens today. Big festival going outside right in front of that's the lake by you guys, by the way. That's not a picture. This is actually Lake Michigan. I have this view. It's so pretty. And right below is a big park, and there's this Lollapalooza festival going on for 4 days. So I don't know if you guys can hear all the sirens and the music going on. It's like boom, boom, boom. But anyway, side note. So I wanted to share this with you because I think it was so important. I wanted to create this video so that it's here forever for anyone who wants to watch it. If you have been accused of being codependent, if you feel like you're codependent, if you've been in a codependent relationships, if your whole family was codependent, this is learned behavior. That's the other thing I want to tell you, that codependency is learned behavior. It's not genetic. It's not something that you're screwed with or stuck with. It is all learned behavior, and we pass it down to generations until it is stopped. So even if your entire family and generations on both sides have always been codependent, and if there's any addiction of any kind in your family or with yourself, it is a slam dunk guaranteed. It's a codependent behavior. Okay. It falls into this. And what I want to tell you though, is that it is learned, and you can break out of a codependent cycle. And the way that you do it is you start with the cycle that's happening in here. Okay. Within here. You don't save yourself by seeking validation or soothing yourself with drugs and alcohol and behaviors like of self-harm or overeating or eating disorder, all of those things. You get help for this stuff. And you're like, no, enough of this crap. If you have a hard time doing it on your own, then you seek the help of a professional to help you break free from these behaviors. You can use the power of your imagination, and you can imagine yourself healthy. But you can either imagine it, but I highly suggest if you're going to use this as, like, let's say a technique or a little exercise, if you will, and if you're feeling like this is you, that you sit down and you write down the version of yourself that you desire to be instead, right? That you take the time and really write it out. Because when you write it out, writing to me is so helpful to develop clarity on what it is that I want. Okay, so you can write it out and just describe what it is that how you want to think, how you want to feel about yourself within, how you react to people, how you think about people, how you see problems, how you see all of those things, right? Like, what are the qualities, right? That I feel relaxed, I feel worthy, I feel good enough, I feel confident, I trust myself, I don't have to go to other people and ask millions of questions, right? This is how do I handle a fork in the road, right? Someone that is codependent is going to rescue and then persecute themselves, beat themselves up, criticize them when they make a mistake, right? Well, how do I want to handle that now? When I make mistakes, mistakes are mistakes, they're not me. I made a mistake. I'm not the mistake. That's a huge difference. And you accept yourself instead of rejecting yourself for making a mistake. And then what people do is they identify with the mistake and then they get into this triangle. So you can write this out. And then once you've written it out, you're just like, you know what? This is me. This is now me because I said so, because you're that powerful. And this is where you use the power of your imagination and using sleep time meditations like the ones that I have on. Those are very helpful for you to download at night. And during the day, you're just like, when you catch yourself wanting to do the old behavior, the old way of thinking, no, that's not me. I already decided who I am and this is me. And that is the persistence part that you hear a lot from Neville about. You must persist, right? Or you hear a lot of YouTubers talking about this. So, yeah, this is very powerful stuff, you guys. And you can do this change very quickly if you stick to it. And it is very healthy. It's coming from a very healthy, it's mental health, emotional health, and physical health, right? It's everything, because this also affects your body. This affects your health. This affects your well-being. This affects everything, because your body is always responding to your emotional and your belief system. So your body is just constantly giving you messages and telling you things that you're holding on to. And our bodies are beautiful, and they are so helpful, instrumental in letting you know what you have going on within. And we're so powerful, we can change things fast, and then our body will reflect that as well. Okay, so let me just peek in with y'all real quick. Please make a beauty and health tape. Got it. Yeah, I got you. I'm reading the poll, you guys, in my community tab and on my Facebook group. I have a poll about different sleep time meditations, and I'm going to do some new ones. So I got you. I'm watching the poll. I'm going to leave it up there for another day or two and to see what it is that you guys are wanting. So if you haven't voted, go into the community tab and vote, because that's where I'm going to take my notes from of what you guys are saying and voting on. So I can give you guys what you guys are looking for. Yellow stars, great video while I'm getting my pedicure. Girl, pay attention to your pedicure. Be in the moment. Hello, ladies. Let's see. Normally, it's important to look at your limiting beliefs or focus on the new version more. Both, because yes, you do want to just focus on what you want. Okay. However, you also want to change your limiting beliefs, because the beliefs aren't going to go anywhere until you address them. All right, you can ignore them and avoid them all you want, and you'll manifest whatever it is that you want, because you have to, because you're powerful. But the belief system, this is something that you've had since you were born, okay, since you were a little baby. And here's a perfect example of what I mean. Think about babies. They don't talk, okay? They cry. When do they cry? They cry when they don't get something, or when their diaper's dirty, or they're hungry, or someone took their toy away. So what happens when a baby cries? The baby cries, and what happens? Mommy or daddy or an adult or a sibling or somebody comes over and says, "That's okay, baby," and then gives them their food and changes their diaper. And then so the baby now has registered, I cry, I whine, I get relief. A belief is born, and that's before you can even talk. So understanding how you are functioning based off of your beliefs, that's a belief that a lot of people don't even understand. It's like babies understand the power of control, right? I can get what I want if I whine and complain. So then you become an adult, and whining and complaining doesn't work really well with other people. It's not very, people don't want to hang out with that too much, right? But what do? We become victims, whiner and complainers within, okay? And so because we want to get something, not because you're evil or because you're a baby or a brat, no. It's because these are learned behaviors. So I tackle all of these things from these different perspectives because I know that everyone learns differently. So I share my knowledge and experience on how I have been able to overcome a lot of these things and how I have taught many clients on how to help them. So I say do both. Thanks, Rosie. Very enlightening and helpful. I've been listening to self-concept meditations for a little over a week, and I'm feeling really low today. Purging, I guess. Yes, it's just a purge. It's okay. You can feel low, but look, doing the nighttime meditations, those are great, whether they're mine or whoever's. But during the day, this is why I'm creating these kind of videos, because I want you to become aware of your behaviors, your thoughts, and what you're doing. Okay, because it's very telling on what is going on. And remember, going from here that you don't believe in yourself, you don't like yourself, you don't trust yourself, to the person that is confident and has high self-esteem and believes in themselves, that's a little transition. So you're going to be purging or shedding, right, as you come over here, because this person, she can't be hanging out over here. She has to go. She's got to go, or he's got to go. He's got to go. She gotta go. Okay. So when you purging, you're feeling low, or you're having up and downs, it's just you shedding. And it's like the old you is like, no, I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere. And the new is like, no, I'm persisting. This is me. You gotta go, girl. You gotta go, guy. Right. So that's what that purging that people call it. That's what that really is. It's like you're transitioning. And it could be very fast, right? And it can take longer. Who cares? You're worth it. Who cares how long it takes you? It can happen really fast. You can imagine, you can insist, you can persist and say, this is going to happen really fast for me. This is going to be smooth and easy. Screw this purging. I'm done with that crap. I want this to happen fast and easy for me now. You can do that too. Okay. Let's see. This is another reminder that everything comes from me. Yes, it does, baby. Everything comes from within, right? Everything has to begin within. Let's see. You're welcome. Hi from India. Hello. Yes. Okay. So hope that if you just came into this video, I highly suggest that you go to the beginning and watch it. Like I said, I can't even tell you how helpful this is, not first for yourself, okay? And then if you want to have successful, healthy, loving relationships, you've got to get real with yourself, even if you learned it with your mom and dad. And once you learn this stuff, you guys, here's what I always warn my clients. Once you identify yourself, you're going to be like, oh my God, so-and-so is so totally codependent. The neighbor is, my aunt is, my dog is. You're going to notice, you're going to be able to spot it really fast because you now are self-aware of the behavior yourself, and you're going to spot it. My suggestion is do not call people out on this, okay? Because not everybody's ready to hear it. They don't want to face it. So when the student is ready, the teacher shows up, okay? So don't force feed people this information if they're not ready for it. I put this information out here because I know my people on this channel, they are ready to level up and they are ready to have a life that they dream of. So you guys are seeking this information, and that is why it's being provided to you. That's why you're watching this video right now, because you are looking for this information, and that is what I'm delivering. So I make videos knowing that I'm speaking to someone, and the ripple effect just keeps going, okay? So just don't force it on anybody. You're going to see it yourself, and you're going to be able to correct it yourself, and then you're going to spot it in other people, but that's okay. Just be compassionate and start seeing them as healthy and desiring to improve themselves instead of force feeding them. And also want to say the name of the book is called The Power of TED, TED. That is exactly how it's read, and you can buy it on Amazon. They don't have it for free on YouTube because I've already looked several times. They just have like little snippets. But it's an excellent book to really dive deeper into understanding how do I behave in the opposite of a codependent person. So if you're interested in that, and then Stephen Cartman is the author of the Victim Triangle, but he didn't get into the empowerment part. I really like The Power of TED because he talks about the empowerment part, and that's what I've taught my clients for years. Natalie, I'm so glad you love it. Shared it, loved it from the first second I tuned in. Yes, I know. It's so important. It's so easy, you guys. It's so easy to change this. That's what I want to tell you. It is so easy to change these behaviors, and you will freaking cut this crap in all of your relationships because you will have the most successful, wonderful relationships ever when you change this behavior from within. All your relationships will have to reflect this version of you that is healthy, independent, and strong within. So you don't have to worry about meeting the wrong person because it's impossible. You cannot be healthy, loving, confident, and be with someone that's totally codependent. It doesn't work like that. I have worked with, for over 10 years, I work with couples. And I've worked with so many, I don't even know how many couples that I've worked with. And I can't tell you every single one. When I met a confident, independent person, their partner was confident, independent. When I met a codependent person, their partner was totally codependent. And it varied. Some of them varied in codependent behaviors with the way they thought, like totally fatalistic. Others were addicts. Others had just different issues with all relationships. So it varied. And codependent doesn't always mean angry, overt. It also means avoidant, right? They don't want to do confrontations. They're very avoidant. They run and they hide like a little mouse, right? And because they don't want to deal with it because they feel like everything's happening to them, but they do it silently. So the behaviors express themselves very differently amongst people. So instead of getting caught up in how it's being expressed with other people, just notice it in yourself and know that when you change within, that relationships with other people have to change to reflect you too. Just focus on you. Focus on you. Creator, coach, challenger. Yeah, let me hold it up one more time. And you can go to the beginning of the video. So yes, creator, coach, challenger. Yeah. Challenger is, I look at her, she's a cheerleader, right? She's like, girl, you got this. You fell, you made a mistake, get your butt back up. We are on this. It's not who we are. I accept myself when I make a mistake. It's like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to learn the lesson from this mistake, right? And I'm going to level up with the lesson. I am not identified with my mistakes. I'm identified by how wonderful and glorious I am. I am not those mistakes. Everyone can make a mistake, but we make the mistakes so that we can extract the lesson from it and level up with it. And if you don't, what you do is you make a mistake, you identify with it, and then you get into the pity party, the victim. Even my Instagram post too, like my friend, he's the one that said it. He's like, I don't have time for a pity party. I'm here for the pretty party, right? That you change. That's the cheerleader mindset. I don't have time for this pity party. I'm here for the pretty party. Do you see? So that becomes, instead of being a persecutor, judging yourself, putting yourself down, you become your cheerleader. Awesome. You found it on Audible. But do you believe that everybody is in you pushed out and that people change when we yes, everyone is you pushed out, period. I have a video that I explain everyone is you pushed out, extremely easy. Just look for it on my channel. And the one that I recommend is the one where I did a drawing on my whiteboard explaining on a little smiley face about your beliefs are being expressed and everybody is doing their part to support them. So yes, everyone is you pushed out. So even Neville Goddard said, there's no one to change but self. That's it. There's no one to blame and there's no one to change but self. No one to blame includes you, because you not blaming you That blaming yourself is persecuting, okay? Blaming yourself for the past is persecuting yourself. No, remember, you become a cheerleader, not a blamer. You don't put yourself down. You're just like, come on, girl, let's get up. Come on, guy, let's get up. Let's see. Now, I've been an addict and I love an addict. It's hard. You see, you're going to find yourself, your mirror. You can't hide from the mirror. Yeah. My last comment seems yeah. So don't be in the pity party. Get into the pretty party. All right. What is a pretty party? I'm pretty within and I'm pretty without. I can do this. I got this. I'm no longer this person, right? I don't want to be this person. This is who I say I am now. So you change it. Yeah, it's a great book for you to really dive into this part of it. A great self-help book. And I'm going to link the book. Natalie, you said you found it on Audible. If you don't mind, would you link it when I upload this video? Go into the comments and link the Audible of it because I haven't seen that. And I'll just put in the description the title of the book as well. All right. I appreciate it, Natalie. Natalie. I like that, how you separate your name. All right, my loves, where I'm going to go now. So I hope this video is helpful, and please like and share it with others if you want to. If not, you don't have to. And don't forget, I do offer email coaching, and I do offer my one-on-ones in my 90-day programs. But like I said, my 90 days are not just to manifest something. I go in there and we clean out the mental closet. I go in there, we strategize, make plans. Like, I hold you accountable. If you're starting a business or you're doing something, you're changing something, I hold you accountable to all these steps because I want to see you succeed. Okay. All right, my loves. I will see you guys soon. Bye.